What's going on, y'all, man? So it's time to talk about some of these Saturday matchups. I'm going to go through all the featured matchups, but I got to talk about the CBS one major game between Oregon and Illinois. All right? Get your popcorn ready. Now, Oregon is a 21.5 favorite to win this game. And I completely get it, man. Electric offense, star quarterback. Y'all see what y'all want. In my other video, y'all said that Dylan Gabriel doesn't even deserve to be in that combo, which I think is kind of crazy. Like, why are we bringing him up? Hey, he got 15 touchdowns. He leads the FBS in completion percentage at 77. Kid has been slinging it. And the key for Oregon is the distribution now. Like, early in the season, he was going, like, exclusively to Ted Johnson. That's no longer the case, right? He's airing it out. He's hitting Ferguson as one of his receivers, right? He's hitting Evan Stewart as a receiver. So when you had that distribution, and then you can run the ball with Jordan James, who's having a magnificent year that nobody's talking about. Like, James has 717 yards rushing this year. That's no small feat. And he's like the main featured back for the Ducks. So you got an offense that I don't think has hit their ceiling yet. I think they're still finding their niche. I think they're still figuring it out. But that's dangerous, right? You can run the ball, and you can throw it with Dylan Gabriel, who's one of the more accurate passers in football. Hey, man, Illinois, they got their work cut out for them. It's not going to be easy to beat this team, especially on the road. And think about this, y'all. Oregon has won 34 of the last 35 games at home. You know what I'm saying? They're beating the spread. They've been doing their thing. That's going to be tough, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, Oregon, first time ranked in a long time as the number one team. I think that says a lot. And I think they're ready. Like, Dan Lanning got this team ready. Like, came in the press conference, was like, oh, that doesn't matter. Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? They're locked in. And them Ducks ain't playing, man. So, I love it, man. You got to love college football. I think it's a great game they picked. Next week, Oregon, they had a work cut out for them, too. Going on the road against Michigan, we'll have a full breakdown of that as well. But I think for Oregon and Keys is just getting a running game going, right? Making sure, though, because some of the games at home early in the season, I feel like they're past that now, but they struggle a little bit, right? Making sure you don't have 3 and outs. Making sure you don't have negative plays and turnovers, right? If the running game's not going early, do what you've been doing. Setting up the nice short throws for Gabriel, and then when it's time, kill him with the overshot to Tez. You know what I'm saying? So this is a gritty team, though, for Illinois. They're going to make you earn it. You know what I'm saying? You got to take it from them. But I think Oregon is going to be more than ready. And I feel the spread a little bit. I think it's going to be a good game in the first half. And I think Oregon's going to pull away. So that 21.5 spread, I think it favors the Ducks. And I think they're going to have a little bit more points than that. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to beat them pretty good in the second half and pull away, humbly. Now, I'm not trying to knock Illinois because we got to give respect is due. They're having a phenomenal season. This is a good football team. You know what I'm saying? They went on the road and played Penn State in a one-score game, right? 5 of the last 7 games have been against ranked opponents. Guess what their record is, y'all? They're 3-1. Says a lot. So they're ready. You know what I'm saying? And we got to give credit that the Big Ten is a lot more competitive and a lot better this year, right? You got teams like Indiana, right? With Coach Cignetti and what they're doing. Illinois. Who expected Illinois to be good this year? Okay? Penn State, like, we thought they were going to be pretty good, but we didn't think this good. Okay? Then you add Oregon in there in that conversation, right? Now, UCLA is not having a good year, but you add them in too. Adding in some pretty surefire team. USC, not having a good year, but capable of upsetting anybody. You know, they got to just close out games in the fourth quarter. So when you add that, you got a way better conference and way better competition. And Illinois has been having a good year. And I'm proud. That's what I want. Like, we want this to be competitive. We don't want this to be lopsided one way, always Ohio State, Michigan, or Penn State. Make it competitive. So that's what Oregon brings. Right? That's what Illinois, who's been in there, but having a great year, that's what they bring in. Indiana, same thing. So the keys for Illinois in this game, now they kind of have a committee of backs in how they do it. Right? Fegan's having a good year, 300-plus yards rushing, as y'all can see right here. McCray, Lawfrey, they're mixing it up, right? As you guys can see with the distribution right here, okay? Which is good because you're keeping your running backs fresh, all right? Now, Luke Altmaier is having a phenomenal year for them as well. We got to give credit where credit is due. 15 touchdowns, I believe only 1 or 2 interceptions this year, right? Over 1,500 yards passing. He's been doing what he needs to do. He's been great so far this year. You know what I'm saying? He's taking what the defense gives. Now, Illinois is not an exciting team per se. You know what I'm saying? When you watch them play, but they're a well-coached team. You know what I'm saying? They make big plays when they need to make them. The defense is better, you know what I'm saying, than most. They're hard hitting. You know what I'm saying? They can suffocate you sometimes. So they don't play pretty, but they do what they need to do. And like I said, Altmaier got 66% completion percentage. That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be key for guys like Bryant to kind of get off in this game. He's the leading receiver this year, 7 touchdowns. But besides Bryant, you got to think about this. Oregon's going to try to take him away. So how do you use your other weapons? Because he's the main guy that gets a lot of the targets, a lot of catches and all that stuff. How do you use your other requisite weapons in order to make this Oregon team a little off balance? Now, don't get me wrong. The Oregon defense is a lot better. You know what I'm saying? But they have a couple flaws in there. Got to be able to see those and take advantage of those. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Oregon and what they can do. Let's not forget, some teams put up some big points on them. Boise State earlier in the year. Ohio State put up some points. I'm still rolling with the Ducks. But I'm just saying, in terms of an Illinois fan or Fighting Illini fan, you got to make sure you can kind of hit in those spots. And you got to make sure you take what they give. They might come and try to gear to shut down the run and make Luke Altmaier, beat him throwing the ball. You know what I'm saying? You feel pretty good because he's been doing his thing this year. But that's going to be the key. You got to hit other weapons besides Bryant, right? And got to be able to establish somewhat of a resemblance of a running game. It's not going to be easy, but you got to force some 3-and-outs. You got to force some negative plays. We're going to see, though. Against the last couple of ranked opponents, again, 3-1. 5 of the last 7, 3-1. That is impressive. You know what I'm saying? So this team is battle-tested. We cannot forget that. Illinois is going to come out ready and then come out fighting. But I'm still going to roll with Oregon Ducks to come out on top. So y'all let me know in the comments who you got in this game in Eugene at 3:30, Oregon or Illinois.